really would just rather be home reading Spider-Man Reign. Good evening, Carol and John Shoppers. We'll get to that in a minute. My name's Ben. I'm here on a Tuesday night, and we have been blessed with another fantastic week of new comics. This table is full, and we're super jazzed about most of them. Most of them. That's honesty. Most of them. John Shear's here with his shirt untucked. Andrew's here with a sweet Bill and Ted t-shirt on. Kyle's got the best t-shirt of the day, but you're never going to see it behind the camera. Thank you for joining us. Quick reminder, because I like to do it in case anybody new is watching, that everything here is claimable. If you have a file or subscription with us, we'd love to put it in there for you to purchase and read and enjoy. If you don't have a file or a subscription, all you got to do is ask, and we'll get you started with one. And it's that easy, and then we'll get you some really cool comic books. On the same note, if you do a file subscription and you see series that you consistently are getting off the table, please pre-order them. That helps us out immensely with our order numbers and the level of popularity that we gauge for a book. And then we know what you guys like, and then we get more of it and more of the same. And then we read it, and then we recommend you new stuff. It's a vicious, beautiful cycle. We have 2 events coming up this month in June. Pretty standard, but still exciting. On the 20th is our late night comics here in the shop, so we will stay open till midnight. We're going to have a wide range of dollar books available to you. There's normally some sort of surprise going on, whether it's half off the back issues or brand new dollar books because we just got a new collection. Something always exciting. That's on June 20th, Thursday. The sale starts at 8 and goes till midnight. And then tomorrow, if you are so inclined, at the Grog Shop, I co-host with the wonderful Lenora a mystery midnight rental secret screening, and I will be there probably with some of the staff and a big old crowd, and we make fun of really crappy horror sci-fi movies and have a blast. Eat some popcorn, drink some beer. Yeah, I got no problem with it. We'll get to the table in 1 second. We have first appearances like we normally do. This week, a first appearance from Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man number 51 is the first appearance fully of the Spider-Goblin. Not a spoiler. Very awesome. That's it. There's one other first appearance in Blood Hunters number 2 with Blood Hunt. But speaking of pre-orders, they were all taken up. We have more coming in, so if you missed out on it, let us know, and we'll snag one for you. Otherwise, let's get to this full table. Starting with Image, we've got a doozy of a hardcover collection. Geiger from the Ghost Machine imprint at Image is one of our favorite new ongoing titles. Geiger was a great miniseries, and now Jeff Johns has started a whole line of in-universe stories. This is a reprint of the first 6 issues of Geiger and the 80-page Giant. Parts of the 80-page Giant. So all the previous Geiger before the ongoing series started in one honkin' hardcover, which we love. Image also reprinted one book this week, Bear Pirate Viking Queen, which was a wild ride from Ashley Wood. Number 1's on the table, as is number 2, which we'll get to in a few minutes. We got The Last Mermaid on issue number 4. We've got Love Everlasting on issue number 13? 15. Sorry, that font.
Yep.
And then the first of several new number 1s from Image this week, Precious Metal, is it's a continuation of a previous story from Image called Little Bird, but it definitely stands on its own. It is a wild bounty hunter story with like beautiful artwork and like some of the most creative alien beings I've ever seen. So you can pick this up all by itself. We have the paperback coming in of the previous miniseries from the same artist, so if you dig it, it's all about the art in this book. Pretty standard bounty hunter kind of thing. Guy's supposed to kill a kid, and he doesn't want to kill a kid, so he saves the kid. You know, good stuff. Let's see this one. Bear Pirate Viking Queen is on issue number 2, previously mentioned. Really wild, multiple identity story where all of those things apply, which is kind of nuts. Then, one of my favorite new number 1s from Image, in general, forever. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. This is a wonderful cinematic cover A. This is a great back cover with these 2 skeleton hands touching. So automatically, I'm in love with this book. But it is almost exactly what it is promising you in this picture. It is a story about vengeance, maybe necessary or unnecessary, but 2 people who are going ham on the world at opposite ends of opposite continents, opposite oceans, and they are facing death. And in the last several pages of this book, the whole thing turns on its head and just gives you a story you absolutely did not expect. It is by Jerry Dugan, who I respect as a writer because of all the Deadpool I had to read that he wrote. That was amazing. But this book is so unique and so beautiful. If you like Ain't No Grave a couple weeks ago when we were slinging it at you, you will love this book. If you like Lost, you like this book. If you like any Western or any samurai movie you've ever seen, you like this book. It's so freaking good. We got a PDF of it a couple weeks ago, so I was able to place some advanced reorders on it. We're going to be stocked up. Take our recommendation on this one.
It's, as Kyle said yesterday, he's like, Ben told me, like, this is right up your alley. I was like, yeah, rolls his eyes, reads it, and was like, yep, you're right. That is my alley.
Cowboys, samurai, sci-fi, corpse tide.
Corpse Tide. It's fantastic. All of us have read it. Can't wait for issue 2.
Can't wait for issue 2. And we've got alternate covers too. So that's your cover A for once Falling in Love on the Path to Hell. This is a 1 in 10 variant, and then we've got a 1 in 20 variant available there for it. And then we're moving on to another hit from Image this week. The Energon universe is expanding. We've got the second round of 5-issue miniseries for them coming out. This one written by Kelly Thompson. Scarlett is about the G.I. Joe operative Scarlett. There's actually, once you read the book, this cover is even better because of all the hidden meanings to it. But we were a little wary because the first 2 miniseries were written by Joshua Williamson, who may have just been hitting it out of the park by himself, but it's not true. Kelly Thompson, this is a hit. Like, Kelly Thompson nails it. There's great past and present stories in it. They all tie together with what was going on in Duke and Cobra Commander. I assume what's going on in Destro, Void Rivals, and Transformers. Fantastic first issue to jump onto, even if you're just into the G.I. Joe side of things, because there is plenty of Joe stuff in here.
There's lots of Joe stuff.
Really great hit. Also going to be a 5-issue miniseries, and Destro is going to follow up in 2 weeks. So we've got plenty of cover A because we are all in for Energon. Cover B is an Energon Universe 1-year anniversary, which blew my mind. Cover C is the black and white version of that. Cover D, blank cover. And then cover E, we got some ratio variants up top. We got 1 in 10 covers, which they're all going out of Windows. I just noticed. Thanks, Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
1 in 10 variant, 1 in 25 variant, classic Joe. 1 in 50 variant, and then the spiffy, shiny, amazing 1 in 100 variant, which is a little bit of a spoiler. I Hate Fairyland has a new issue this week. They're on number 15. Then we've got a few new things in the Spawn realm. Number 30 of Scorched and number 32 of Gunslinger. There's your cover A. It's a crazy cool horse. And cover B. Walking Dead Deluxe is on issue number 90. So they're reprinting Walking Dead in color and almost halfway there. Almost. And then some collected stuff from Image. We got Grizz Grobus?
Yeah.
It's a crazy sci-fi book with wizards and alternate dimensions and a little bit of town politics. It's a fun little original graphic novel. The Dead Lucky trade paperback's on volume 2. Quest from Jonathan Luna is on volume 1. We got Petrol Head on volume 1 and Phantom Road on volume 2. And then we've got some reprints from Marvel Ultimate Spider-Man number 2 with 2 covers for the reprint. There's your cover A, and then we've got a blank cover B. But what I really showed up to talk about today, really for the 8 hours I've been here, is Spider-Man Reign is finally reprinted. If you didn't know, this is absolutely one of our favorite Spider-Man stories of all time, period. And John Shear and I have been chomping at the bit, foaming at the mouth to sell this book to anyone and everyone who would ever listen to us talk about it. But it has been out of print for 10 years?
And probably about that,
at least. A near-perfect 4 issues. A near-perfect Spider-Man story, a near-perfect Sinister Six story, a near-perfect Venom story, a near-perfect New York story, J. Jonah Jameson story. It is, in short, a love letter to Frank Miller and Klaus Jansson's Dark Knight Returns, and it does not hide that. It is absolutely about, like, in that vein, because that's a great story, and why not tell a great story in a different universe in the same way? It's a love letter to power and responsibility. It's about grief. It's action-oriented. It's a Sandman story. I don't know what else.
It's beautiful, too. Carrie Andrews knocks it out of the park in this book.
Yeah, this is a book that when we heard about Spider-Man Reign 2, the miniseries starting up in a couple months, we emailed Marvel. John actually emailed the people at Marvel that he knew and wondered if they were going to do a reprint of this, insisting that they should. And we got it. I mean, I don't know if it's our fault. I'm sure a lot of people did because this is a great story. But this book is a perfect $20 perfect.
What's going to be great is we're going to have it on the rec wall under my name, under Ben's name, and then under Spider-Man's
Put
name.
it under everyone's.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it under Andrew's too.
Yeah.
This is going to be recommended by us forever.
Yeah.
Keep it in print. We're just going to keep on putting it out there. Spider-Man Reign, take us up on this one. It's not just a Spider-Man story. It's not just a Batman homage. It's a perfect book.
It's a great book.
You'll see Andrew's picture in the email. We got a box of them, and I took one with me immediately and read it while I was eating dinner. Immediately. So yeah, can't say enough good things. I want to show them pages of that book. Okay, forget it. No, we got to talk about other stuff. Fantastic Four is on volume number, I didn't even pay attention, 3 for their paperbacks. Black Panther's on volume number 2 for their current ongoing series. The Alpha Flight miniseries that wrapped up last year, all collected together in paperback. And then one older epic collection from Marvel is Daredevil Fall from Grace. Above that is another super highly recommended book that we have going on. Not an easy $20. It's $40. But Iron Man Most Wanted is one of the most recommended modern books that John Dudas, the owner of the shop, stands behind. So Iron Man he needs to delete his memories because his enemies are after them. This is the time when Norman Osborn is taking over the country. And he slowly hits all his Iron Man black sites across the country and downloads his brain to where it can't be found. And he's getting dumber, and he has to use older versions of the armor, and it's just a beautiful decline, and like he's doing what he has to do. It's a good story of self-sacrifice, but it's a fantastic Matt Fraction collection of Iron Man.
I liked it so much that I bought the hardcovers when they came out, like the big honking hardcovers, and now you can spend half of what I did and get it in one big epic collection.
With a lot of other issues on the front and back end of it, too.
Yeah.
Next is a row of Star Wars stuff new from Marvel this week. We got Star Wars The High Republic. They're on issue number 8 of their current ongoing series. We got cover B as a Phantom Menace anniversary cover, and then the Pride covers cover C. Star Wars proper, the ongoing, is on issue number 45. There's cover A. There's cover B with the Pride cover, and then 1 in 25 variant next to it on the table. Aliens What If is on issue number 4 of 4. There's cover A and cover B. And then Carnage. We got a lot of symbiotes this week, actually. Carnage is on issue number 8 of the ongoing series. They are killing it with these cover A's.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Cover A, there's cover B for you. Cover C is the Scotty Young Big Marvel variant. And then a 1 in 50 black and white version of that Scotty Young cover. Venom number 34 came out this week, but we've been pumping Blood Hunt out like crazy. We love Blood Hunt. You guys love Blood Hunt. Everybody's doing great with Blood Hunt. Number 34 is a Blood Hunt tie-in. Oh, they didn't put it on there.
I know.
But it is. And this is the Scotty Young variant for it. So we've got those. We've got more cover A's coming in. On the more mature side of things, Get Fury, the HBO Max, jeez, oh my word. They just got free advertising for me. The Marvel Max comic series is on issue number 2. It's a doozy, and it's... you just don't see it coming.
Vietnam. Yeah, that's all you need. Yeah.
If you liked issue 1, you'll love issue 2. That was cover A. Here's your cover B. Then we've got Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. The Hood is still Ghost Rider, and he's still taking over Chicago. This garnered a little bit of sympathy with me. There's a lot of narration in this one. Cover A is right there. Cover B is the Scotty Young variant. Cover C is going hard. Awesome. And then 1 in 50 variant with the black and white version. Big moment for X-Men. The Krakoa era is over. X-Men number 35 is also technically X-Men number 700 if you're doing the legacy numbering. It is a thick issue, and it absolutely 100% wraps up the Krakoa era of X-Men. It is definitely for readers of the X runs that have been going on in the past few years, but if you read any of them, they all tie into this. Every one of them. Fantastic wrap cover, too, for the cover A. And then, what do you know? Another wrap cover for cover B featuring every character ever conceived by Marvel except for Deadpool. Feel free to pause the video and tell me wrong. I looked hard. And then we've got the Pride cover on cover C, 1 in 25 variants, and a 1 in 50 Scotty Young cover. What If Venom is wrapping up their miniseries with a phenomenal cover A. What If Venom took over Moon Knight? There's cover A, and then the 1 in 10 variant for the design. One facsimile edition for Marvel this week is Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 6. I still got it. Amazing Spider-Man's a number 51, the first appearance of that Spider Goblet, and yes, he beats the tar off the Sinister Six, and it is super satisfying to watch.
So good.
There's your cover B. Your cover C is the Scotty Young cover, and then 1 in 50 variant with the black and white. The last Fall of the House of X tie-in is Miss Marvel Mutant Menace number 4. It also wraps up her current miniseries, so we've got those available if you like it. Our Blood Hunt tie-in for the week, pick of the week, is Wolverine Blood Hunt number 1. With art by Juan Jose Rip. We'll have some more cover A's coming in. If you'd like one, please let us know. This is the Kevin Eastman variant cover. We've got cover B of the blank blood red cover. Cover C is your Scotty Young variant, and 1 in 50 black and white version of that one. Then the top of the table is huge and exciting, and we're all jazzed about new Ultimates series. This one is The Ultimates. The Ultimates is absolutely a fantastic version of their bringing together of the Avengers. It is unique in that these people exist, and they have existed as heroes, but their minds or memories or reality has been wiped by the events in the Ultimate Universe, and now they have to refigure that out with the help of other heroes reminding them. This is specifically the beginning of this story is Hank Pym and Janet Pym, I guess, they're married, becoming what they always meant to be, and it's a very unique, fun, well thought out version of that. I would say if you've been reading Avengers Twilight at all and liked that kind of flip side of a coming together of an Avengers team, you will love this. It is great. It fits into the Ultimate Universe very, very well, and I'm super excited about this new ongoing.
That's good.
Yeah. Plenty of cover A's. We've got cover B, cover C with that duo on there. Cover D is an homage to the original Ultimate stuff. And then 1 in 25 variants and a 1 in 100 all art cover of that previous variant cover. It's a potent side of the Marvel table, and it's another potent side of the DC table too.
And then DC, we got DC at the top of the table. The DC Pride, a celebration of Rachel Pollack. She passed away this last year. She's the one who created the first transgender character in Doom Patrol. The reprint of that is in here, as well as the Geek miniseries, or Geek one-shot that she did with Mike Allred, and a whole new story using that character from Doom Patrol at the end of the book, just as a celebration of her. They did a nice little collection. It's a beautiful little book and a great way to celebrate her life. So we've got that. My Adventures with Superman, based an all-new story set during season 1 and 2 of the TV show. Superman is Supes, and he's dealing with Parasite in this one. And Parasite actually at one point says, "Help me," and Supes like, "Wait, that doesn't happen."
I'll say a customer mentioned to me the other day that, because I had not watched the show yet until this point, and a customer mentioned the other day that it is a perfect representation of Superman always being good, as he should, and that's what the character represents, but in modern situations where it is not as easy to make that choice, or not as easy to know exactly how to be good. And so I really respect that. I actually watched the first season of the show the other day.
And that is exactly what is going on in this book, to a T. And then next to that, we've got Batman, issue 148, the finale of the big giant storyline that's been going on. It is like going to be leading right into the absolute power stuff that's going on. But finally, Batman versus Batman, as it were. And it's good. It is a satisfying ending to that story. Batman, Bruce Wayne, is as smart as he should be, and it's great. We got your regular cover. You have your 1 in 25 variant for that one there, and your 1 in 50 for that one there. Poison Ivy is on issue number 23, and we've got your regular cover. You got a whole slew of variant covers for this one. You got your cover B, Frank Cho, cover C, Bachalo, your cover D, Pride, and then your 1 in 25 variant for that one there. Your second facsimile of the week, Mad Comics. Not the funny Mad, but the original EC Mad in its original size. It's a little smaller. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous looking book, chock-a-block full of words and glorious artwork. It's
There are a lot of words.
There are a ton of words.
Yes.
It will take you forever to read this one. I've read it back in the day, and it is massive. Birds of Prey, my favorite DC book. On issue 10, Big Barda possessed. What happens when the Birds of Prey have to fight a possessed Big Barda in this issue? Regular cover and your cover B. Book of the Week, Boy Wonder issue 2. Damien and Jason Todd have a heart-to-heart about what's going on with Jason Todd after he's been resurrected as the Red Hood, and it is a touching, heartfelt, beautiful story because they're both dealing with grief and anger in the same way, and it is perfect. You could just read this and be happy. You can get part 1, great, because it's all about the different Boy Wonders, but this Jason Todd story is near perfect in every way.
Just a couple people dropped that book because they're not a fan of Damien as Robin, and I get it, but it's not a Damien miniseries. He's in it, and he narrates it or whatever, but it's not about him by himself. It's about the Boy Wonders or the Robins as a whole.
Yes, and it's a
That's
perfect story.
John Shu shut that book earlier, and he's like, "Woof, that might be the best Red Hood story I've ever read."
I did hear him say
It
that.
is. It really is. It's fantastic. You got your cover A and your cover B. Kneel Before Zod's on issue 5. Zod is just getting the tar beat out of him and beating the tar out of everybody else. Shazam's on issue number 12. Billy and Shazam are trying to figure out what's going on with each other, and they finally figure it out in this issue 12. Right below that, Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum's on issue 5 of 5. This has the code for a Clayface in there that you can get. And then we got trades. Green Lantern Back in Action's a volume 1 of that current new series. It's very good. Hawkgirl, the whole mini-series collected here. Shazam, Mark Waid and Dan Morris, their volume 1 is collected here. And Tom Taylor and Nicholas Scott's Titans volume 1 is here. Below that, Jill Thompson's Endless Storybooks. There's 2 storybooks. And if you want all the endless and little fun, happy, story times, this is where you get it. It's
just worth mentioning that it's a Sandman tie-in as far as the storybook goes.
Yeah.
Gotta hit the buzzwords, man.
Big hardcover for DC this week, Identity Crisis. It's one of their best stories. It's fantastic. Brad Meltzer and Rags Morales knock it out of the park. If you don't want to spend money on the hardcover and you're like, oh, I've never read it, we have the softcover as well. It's perfect.
I think we only have 1 copy, and I don't think they have a trade in print.
Really?
Yeah. So, but it's worth it in hardcover. That's one of I'll second John Shear on that one. It's one of the best DC stories ever written.
Yeah. And then we've got mini DCs. $10 get you Watchmen in tiny format. Oh, look at that tiny format. And then Batman Court of Owls, the whole thing in tiny format as well.
Which, should we have honesty time with them a little bit? 'Cause
Yes.
We respect these people. So we don't understand why we, as a staff, didn't really agree with or understand why these compact editions of DC classic stories need to exist. They're doing a bunch of them, so you're going to start seeing them show up. But I will say that if you've never read either of these stories or any of the classics they're going to start putting out, and you're on a bit of a budget, it's some of the best $10 you can spend. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
if you
no
want to
doubt.
read Watchmen, you've never read Watchmen, and you've got $10.80 in your pocket because of tax, this is the way to spend it. 100%.
And if you've got your reading glasses on too, because
Yeah, it's a little small.
Yeah.
But hey,
but
spines
that's
are
what you
pretty.
get for $10. Yeah. Dark Horse has Minor Threats issue number 3, and then we got the Mammoth issue number 1, and it is a ghost story. Also, what else?
a bit of a cryptid story and a ghost story. It gets very personal with a core group of researchers who are kind of investigating an area of geological concern. There's been earthquakes and tornadoes and stuff like that, and they don't really know why. And they get in there, and one of them just croaks in the worst way possible, and that's where the mystery starts. And it launches into a bit of a ghost story in this one, but this behemoth is absolutely mentioned / alluded to, and I'm kind of jazzed to see what's going on with that.
Yeah.
For something I didn't have any initial interest in, I was stoked to read that first one.
So we got issue 1. Below that, Space Ghost on issue 2. They say it's the origin of Space Ghost. So yeah, we got your cover A there. your cover B by Jay Lee, which is awesome. Barron's did cover C. Cho did cover D. We have a 1 in 25 variant for that one there, which ironically the cover is way better than the black and white. And then the 1 in 30 variant for that one there. And that black and white's pretty nice.
I was going to say the Cho in black and white looks good.
Yeah. Ribbon Queen by Garth Ennis and Jason Burrows, who are doing Get Fury. This is their independent book that is staggeringly violent and insane and pretty impressive. Like, if you're like the more insane Garth Ennis, this is what you want. Deathstalkers on issue number 2, and then they reprinted number 1, just in case you missed it. And you want to see this big giant head get lopped off. Ranger Academy's on issue number 8. Boom Studios reprinted Crocodile Black, issue 1. So we all love Philip Kennedy Johnson. This is his first issue. If you missed it the first time, we can get it now. Profane is on issue 1. It is basically a fictional character has now been breathed into life. Unfortunately, something bad has happened to his writer, and he's not sure what's going to happen to him. In a whole mystery with sex and violence and murder and everything else that you expect from a gritty noir pulp novel.
There are all those things in there.
Yes.
I just didn't really think about it. So you put them all in one sentence.
Yep. And then Vampirilla Dark Reflections is a new Vampirilla miniseries, and with wonderful skull placement. So
Next row of stuff is one that John Dudas would absolutely love to talk about himself if he wasn't at the Firehouse right now. The Cult of the Lamb from Oni Press is now a comic book. It is a 4-issue miniseries that is a little bit origin story if you ever played the video game, but if you haven't, it is about a cute, cuddly little lamb with adorable eyes and very soft fur. And he is being sacrificed to dark gods when there is a divine intervention from a hidden, uglier dark god who chooses him as his avatar to create a cult, build power for this 5th god, and in the most bloody way possible, he goes about it. It's great. If you have any interest in dungeon crawling or cute cuddly animals, this is the book for you. It is don't make them call themselves out like that. It is not for children. But if they play the game, they know how violent it is. There's tentacles reaching up from the depths of hell and pulling adorable horses and pony and badgers and all sorts of adorable slaughter. It just happens in this book, but it's going to be a 4-issue miniseries, and it really started off as a great comic book. I played the game, so I was primed for this, but if you never played it like Kyle and read it, it's easy to jump into and enjoy. Really easy to jump into and enjoy. I was actually very surprised. So, Cult of the Lamb, make us proud, guys. It's so uniquely weird. I'm glad they're making a book for
Wait
it.
till you see these covers.
Wait till you see these covers. We got cover A. We've got an awesome, artful negative space book with this evil little face. Cover C. That guy's about to get sacrificed. Cover D. Cover E's blank. And then we've got a fantastic 1 in 10 variant, which is pretty much exactly what the game... You see that every other minute in the game. Let's go below it. Below it, we've got Saturday Morning Adventures Dungeons and Dragons in paperback for the first time. Then we've got another Dungeons and Dragons paperback. This one's Fortune Finder with some more, not adult material, but just not Saturday Morning Adventures.
Yep.
Modern stories. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is the Scorpius run is in paperback, the whole miniseries. Godzilla Rivals has Mothra versus Hedorah. So that's a one-shot. There's cover A. Here's cover B. And then below that, another big row. This one we're super stoked about. This is the first Jason Aaron material for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this is 100% your jumping on point for all new era of TMNT. The Turtles are scattered at the end of issue 150. This is my only complaint about this book, is that they kind of didn't explain this if I didn't read the first 150 issues. But I looked into it for you guys. You're welcome. At the end of the first 150 issues, I know you did, but I'm right here. The Turtles are scattered throughout all parts of the world. They broke up the band, as to say. So this story picks up with Donnie, and he is in a horrible situation. And they are going to jump right from there. So each issue of the ongoing series that's going to start next month focus on a different turtle, and then in the 5th issue they're going to bring them back together. Spoilers. that's the way it is. And then there's a second story in here about what New York is going through without the turtles to calm the crime waves. And there's a bunch of mutant animals in there, which is also kind of cute, but they're not getting sacrificed.
Well, some of them are. That spider's not pretty.
Get on it, old Hob. So there's your cover A with TMNT Alpha. Here's your cover B.
With aforementioned Spider Lady and
That Spider Lady is freaking terrifying. Cover C. And then we've got a 1 in 10 variant, which is beautiful. A 1 in 25 variant featuring Donnie. And a 1 in 50 variant designed with that old Spider Lady on there. Terrifying. Below that, really quick, we didn't have it on the table last week, but my favorite thing is Monsters Book 2 came out. Speaking of Book 2, Six Gun, the paperback omnibuy on Book 2 also. Then we've got a TMNT collection of Jenica and her coming into joining the band of turtles. So it collects the late turtle issues where she joined the team. And then this is like a super fan favorite I was not aware of, but Monster High has a one-shot coming out in preview of, I think, a new series. So Monster High is a fandom that I'm not a part of, but a one-shot is probably the way to go to kick things off. There's cover A. And there's cover B. Below that, we've got a new hardcover collection of Grimm. That's book 1. I think it collects the first 3 paperbacks. New previews from last week. We've got Stamped from the Beginning. I didn't look into this.
It is a graphic history of racist ideas in America. It covers a lot of like early.
That's Jim Brown.
Yeah,
I recognize that. All right. Okay. Ginseng Roots is the complete collection of Ginseng Roots.
Yes.
A box set of all 10 books.
Yeah, Craig Thompson's beautiful, like, self-told story of what it's like just growing up, and they collected all of it. As opposed to a collection, they put all the books in a nice little slipcase. Yep.
Cool. Fun idea. A Man and His Cat, Volume 11, because we love cat manga. We got a new original graphic novel from DC. It's about Barda, and it was a free comic book day book. So if you recognize the cover, that's where it came from. New issue of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? They're on number 128. And then Batman Scooby-Doo is on number 6. Lilo and Stitch is on number 4. We got a new volume of My Hero Academia, volume number 38. Archie and Friends Go to the Movies. So you've got Wizard of Oz, Rambo, Kill Bill, Ghostbusters, all referenced in a cute, cuddly Archie book. World of Reading, First Spidey and His Amazing Friends. They're hunting down ant thieves. New young adult graphic novel, Sink or Swim. Another new manga from DC. This is the Batman Justice Buster. And then from Mark Russell, Prez, about a teenage president. Also an old DC series that they have reprinted. And that's it. That's a big old table. Everything's cool. We're tired now. So we're going to go home and read Spider-Man Reign. And we'll see you tomorrow for you to pick up your copy of it. Have a good evening and good night.